There's a girl walking. Pretty sure it was her. I don't know if it was somebody else, but somebody just shined a green laser at me. I rode past the girl this way, and I turned around and the laser hit me in the face. I seen it on the bridge. I guess if she has a gun or something, it's probably not the best idea to roll up. What the fuck? Could have been that person on the bike right there. Somebody sure hit me with a green laser. I swore I saw a flashlight by the girl on the ground, but maybe somebody was shining at her. Alright, the girl disappeared. How you doing, boss man? You got a green laser? You got a green laser? Somebody was just shining a green laser on me down on 50th. I didn't know, I thought it might have been one of my buddies playing around. And there was a girl, and then I turned around. I thought it was a girl. I seen the laser look like it was shining on her when I passed, but then they were shining on my back, and when I turned around. All right, no problem. Really, I thought it was one of my buddies playing with me. It might still have been. I mean, I was worried if it was the girl. I don't think I knew her. I might roll up on somebody and be like, you got a green laser? And it's connected to a gun. But, yeah. You had fun on that thing, huh?
Yeah.
I know, same here.
Yeah.
I was surprised I caught you. Most of the fat tire bikes are running about 28, like class 3.
Well, I can.
I kind of thought you could. I was like,
I can. I'm just putt-putt.
yeah, I had a electric brand class 3. I smashed it into somebody's car. He pulled right out in front of me, and
Yeah,
I mean,
don't watch for bikes. You gotta.
like, even when there's people like this guy. He was watching traffic and trying to take off, and I slammed in, dented his car door in. His insurance company gave me $3,800 like 2 days later, and told me they'll pay for my bike anytime up to 4 years. I waited like 2-3 months. I tried to fix my bike because I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
But the people were like, you know what? If they'll pay you for a new bike, just get a new bike. Because this is a Nocto. It was about the same price as the electric, but it had it had a 26-inch tire, which I kind of wanted something that I could get a standard tire. Because waiting 2 weeks, like I'm sure you figured it out. If you get a flat tire, hopefully you bought 2 inner tubes and got them on deck. The first time I got a flat, I ordered some off the internet. I ordered one, and it came with a puncture in it, and I was like, oh, you people ripped me off. And they're like, we're sorry. They sent me 2 more. And then I realized from then on, just keep a couple extra, because it takes, a week or two. And if you want them overnight from Amazon, it's $25 or $30 for an inner tube.
Yeah.
How many tires have you gone through so far?
None yet.
None? So you're under 2,000 miles still, huh? I'm at 1,900, I think, now on this one.
Yeah.
I got my first flat at 666 miles. And it's got an aluminum rim. Like, the bike is a whole lot lighter than electrics. It doesn't fold, but it's kind of it's a decent ride. And I've got a few other electric bikes by now. I got the cheap Walmart one. I bought one for $600. Then my brother got one from the auction, sold it to me for like $350, $400.
I tried the electric that was kind of built similar to this, but it was a really low rider, and I really wanted the fat tires because I think it's the beach.
Yeah.
And the electric just they all match.
It-
That powerful.
Yeah.
This is, I want to say like 950 or 960 watts.
Oh, nice.
So it's like it'll really kick up if I want.
Oh.
I'm just cruising.
That's it. I've been trying to explain to my buddies, like a couple of my buddies got, newer e-bikes, and they spent a couple grand. Like, I got this for $1,200, came from China. It's a Nocto brand. It says, nobody really recognizes it's Nocto because it just says Santa Monica real big. But it's the same as the Noctos, which, for the 350 and everything, like, they're decent. They seem to run good. They have good batteries for the cheaper, the lower end bikes.
350.
This is a 500.
Oh, 500. Yeah.
This one's 548 volt. That's why I got this, and I thought it would do, at least, I might be able to convert it to class 3, because my electric was a 500 watt, but it was a class 3, and it would do 28. And I like this compared to the Walmart one for 400 because it had the disc brakes, but these disc brakes they keep stretching on me. Like, I tighten the brakes every 3 days, and my disc brakes stretch. Where on my 20-inch on the electric, my cable was good the whole time I had it, and I put like 1,300 miles on that. This
This one's with the fat tire.
Yeah, that's a nice motor. And that's if you're going in low, yeah, like fucking pedal assist one. Yeah, like this has a 10 amp hour battery, and if I run it full throttle, it's throwing out 10 amps. And it pushes me at about 20 miles an hour. It gets a little lower as it gets less power.
Pretty good range in this. I took it $3
Nice. Yeah, I ride the trail all the time on this one. Now,
took the trail, and I went and got lunch and evening, and while we sat there having drinks, plugged into an outlet.
nice.
And it wasn't much of a charge. We were there like an hour and a half.
Yeah. It got you. Did it get you all the way back home?
Yeah.
Does that have a 3 amp charger? Probably has like a higher charger, and you probably got like at least a 15 watt battery. Yeah, see, this one only has a 10.4 amp hour battery, so I could run it like wide open throttle for an hour and make it 20 miles, but that's gonna pretty much kill my battery. I can go 20 miles wide open at 20 miles per hour, but if I'm going 10 miles, if I cruise around like this, I could go 30, 40 miles without an issue, which is nice for riding downtown, riding in the city. But I actually moved out to I got a shop in Seminole, and I'm renting a room in Largo. So but I grew up in this neighborhood, so I visit my friends out here, come out here.
This neighborhood here?
Yeah, well, right on the other side of 38th Avenue, and 30th Avenue is where I grew up, and then I bought a trailer right over here a couple years back, and You
How long
know,
does it take you to get a full charge going?
this is 5. I got a 2 amp charger, 10 amp battery, about 5 hours when I run it all the way dead. And I actually found another battery online that when I bought this, I only paid $600 for this one. I bought it off of somebody used.
Yeah.
They melted one charger, bought another charger, said it wasn't charging. They thought they shot the battery, and the battery was like $400 new. I found one online for $200. I gave them $450 or $550 for this.
Yeah.
You know, because it was a $1,200 bike. I figured if I buy the battery online for $200, I spent $750. And the thing it had less than 100 miles. They told me it had less. I didn't know because I couldn't get it on.
Right.
And I got another charge controller because the battery was charging, and they didn't know. They must have left it out in the rain or something when they got it, and it just cashed out the heads-up display. So I ordered another heads-up display for like $40.
Yeah.
And they already had a new charger for it, and everything else was good, but they thought the battery was cashed. And I was like, no matter what, if the battery's cashed, the most it's going to cost is $300 to fix.
Right.
And then when I found out the battery was good, I was kind of upset because anything or everything could be wrong with it, and all it was the display module. But I'm not positive if the display module starts it over. Like when I put this display module on, it was at like 66 or 76 miles or something.
Yeah.
So I don't know if the computer records how many miles or the display does, but I know I can go in the display and reset the mileage. So like, let's say you wanted to buy the bike and I didn't damage it, but I got 2,000 miles. I could go in there and reset this display to say it's only got 0 miles on it. You know, like kind of a scam if you wanted to scam somebody. But I kind of kept the bike in pretty good shape until I started going yard sailing with it. I bought some big shit. I know this dead ends back here. I grew up over here. I used to come back here when I was a kid, and we'd throw, huh? Oh, well, I stayed on 24th Street on the other side of 38.
Yeah.
And like then I'd have friends that stayed over here at the trailer parks and shit. And yeah, I would be fucking blazing. But I just left work a couple hours ago.
Yeah, they tore down a couple of those, I think, to put those Habitat for Humanity on.
Oh yeah, they've been doing that all over here, down in my neighborhood, and it's great because they're nice houses, and
Yeah, they are. They seem
you know,
really nice.
they build them real sturdy. They put quartz countertops and granite countertops in them.
It's not the Habitat for Humanity as I remember.
I know, they used to be projects. You know, when I was young, like I remember when we first moved to Florida, we moved to some projects in Tampa, and my mom moved us out real quick. She's like, yeah, but here there used to be a gate, and
the fence was open for some time.
yeah, like here there was always a gate. Somebody probably cut it. Like we would cut it every once in a while, but then they left the chain loose enough we could squeeze through.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I raced BMX bikes, so when I was cutting through, I just like tossed my bike over the fence, jump the fence.
Yeah, I don't know about tossing this over the fence.
Oh yeah.
Be a bit of a stretch.
No, I went to Newport Richie on my Walmart brand, the Hyper E-bike, and you know, MapQuest took me down the trail all the way to Tarpon, and the trail was closed off in a couple places, so I had to toss the bike over the fence. And that thing's, you know, just pedal assist. It don't have the throttle. You know, it's got 700. Yeah, around Christmas or Black Friday, every year for the last like 3-4 years they've been selling the bike for $400, like $385 or $399.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
And you know, a battery costs $200-$250. So I got the one that I ended up getting, the one from my brother from the auction. I sold another one, and I ended up buying one on Black Friday. And the black one they always charge $700 for. They like don't do the deal. So you got to get like the baby blue or aquamarine blue one for $400. But I ordered the blue one from Walmart last year, and when I went there, when it was supposed to be there, it wasn't there. It didn't show up, and they gave me a black one. So I like scored.
Yeah.
But I kept that bike brand new, and I used that bike as a second battery, like a spare battery for the blue one. But it's got regular brakes, you know, cantilever brakes, and them things they go out so quick. You know, on the e-bike, it's got 700 tires, so when cars cut you off, you know, if you hit a curb, it blows out the tires. You know, and I've cut through the rim, or I've cut through the tire on them, and cut through the inner tube several times, and I've cut through the inner tube even more times. I put tires that'll hold 100 pounds of pressure, 700 tires, because it comes with ones that hold like 50, so that more pressure will keep you from, you know, blowing out your tire. I put better tires on it, and I just got the black one like brand new, but I've been using the battery, and that one just has 3 dots: high, medium, low speed, no mileage. So I've kind of beat up the battery, but like I could sell it as a new bike and, you know, just tell somebody I use the battery, you know, to be honest. But for the most part, I've kept it and figured if I ever have parts break down on the blue bike, or the blue bike gets fucked up too bad, I'll have 3 batteries for the black one. But, you know, but those are only 7.4 amp hour batteries, you know. But yeah, but I got 3 of them, so I got, like, you know, twice as much distance on this. Its top speed is probably 17 miles an hour. It's pedal assist. You know, I mean, it actually does me pretty good. I rode that thing. It just sucks it doesn't keep track of the miles. Like all my other bikes got this, you know, display that keeps track of the miles. And I've looked into it. I've gotten into like a couple groups and chat rooms, and they say there's a way that you can change it to have a twist throttle and keep track of your miles without having to change the hub. So I kind of want to, you know, I'm thinking about upgrading to that, but even then, you know, it won't do nothing until I put it on the black bike to know. And that's a 36 volt. I'm sure yours is 48, right? Yeah, see? Yeah, oh, 900 watt fucking. Oh, yeah, it could be 54, 62, or 72. Oh yeah, hey man, and these things are awesome. Like I've been getting them cheap, fixing them up. I gave a couple to my niece for when she graduated. I bought a couple of Noctos off my brother. My other niece, I bought an electric off of one of my brothers he got from the auction.
Yeah, the electrics are cheap.
Yeah, but when you get them class 3s, like for $1,200, the 20-inch electric for $1,200, $1,288 is I think what it cost out the door for shipping and all. And this was like $1,250. Like it was the same price as the electric, but I haven't done anything to try to hack the controller.
Yeah.
You know, and I could possibly either hack or upgrade the controller. The electric's got a way better controller, but for the same price, you know, these tires are way easier to come. I can pick these tires up at Walmart, where even the 700 tires, like I bought my buddy a Giant the other day. He pawned his electric bike. He just spent $2,000 on something that's got, you know, a decent motor. He's going at least 30 on his. He's still got it set up in kilometers, but his thing is moving. Like it'll definitely outrun this. And I mean, it's got a nice uni shock in it. Like it's set up real nice. It's almost ultralight. Like it looks lighter than that, but it's got a good uni shock in it where, you know, even the electric, they don't have, you know, the fat tires give you a lot of cushion. And he's got the 20-inch fat tire and the uni shock. Like I rode this thing back from Polk County just using the pedals. You know, I saved the motor, so just in case I knew I had to ride through Tampa and shit like that, and you know, if a bitch tried to rob me.
Yeah, what part of Polk County?
It was Auburndale or Lakeland. My sister bought a house out there. She had a tree on the roof. Mother's Day, my mom was staying with her. I thought they were staying in North Pinellas where my brother bought a house. And I figured I thought my mom was local. And they were like, a tree's on the roof. I was like, yeah, my saws broke, like, you know. And they're like, well, get one for Mike. And I was like, yeah, he's got $20,000 of saws, but he's doing, you know, $50,000 of tree work a day. He's not getting rid of a saw for me to come out here for a week or two to cut your shit. And so they told me come out there, and I'm like, you know, I threw my bike in the back of her pickup. I was out there for a month and a half. She had just bought it off one of my other brothers. The drums were going bad, and I was like, yeah, don't drive it till you replace the drum brakes. She's like, they just replaced the brakes. Yeah, not the drums, and your drums are rubbing. You know? So I ended up riding back. My mom cried, like, and she called me up. She's like, I'll pick you up. I'm not worried about it. I'll call you an Uber. And I'm like, you know, I really just wanted to do the ride, you know? And I got to Tampa. No, she's on the phone. I got to Tampa and my sister called me again, like, where are you? I'm like, look, I got 20 miles of electric on the bike. Like, you know, I'm still 40 miles away. You know, I was like, call me in an hour if you're awake. And if I don't answer, that means I'm still heading. And I actually only rode through like 2 blocks with using my motor full throttle. You know, but I ran the whole motor out. Then I got a ticket in Clearwater that day. It was
On your bike?
Yeah, it was 83 miles to my shop in Seminole.
Yeah.
Then because I was out of town for a month and a half and spent money, I pretty much cleared. I only had like 6-7 grand saved up, but I spent it like getting my sister's plumbing and a shed right. You know, bought some materials to make sure her shit didn't, you know, fuck up more. And she's taking care of my mama too. And, you know, since I'm the oldest and the son, like, I'm really the one responsible for my mom. So, you know, I get fed and I fix the houses. Like, you know, I don't cook, whatever. Like, so I went there, fixed up her house as much as I could. You know, got the pool running halfway right. She wants to get a screened enclosure on the pool. Like, I told her, you know, I tried to buy it. I told her her neighbor had a screened enclosure with no screen on it. And I was like, I seen they got it. And I was like, I told her I want to ask him if he wants to sell the enclosure. I said, but if I ask him, he's gonna know that I want to fix it, and he's gonna offer me $500 or $1,000 to rescreen it. You know, he's got the enclosure there. He's gonna be like, I don't want to sell it. Will you rescreen it? And I'm gonna be stuck out here for another month and doing work for your neighbor, and then doing it for $500 because he's your neighbor and wanting to, you know, be friendly. You know, like, yeah, just be friendly and put a screen on his, and then we'll still be hoping. I was like, and I'm not trying to sign myself up for work. You know, I got too much work out here. And so the day I got back, I called my brother, told him, like, I was like, hey, you know, I need $400 to pay my shop rent. I said my storage, my phone bill, that's all paid. Like, you know, I had some money, but I a little bit overspent. You know, I'll come bring you a Glock. I told him I had a Glock, I'll bring him. And he's like, I don't want your gun. He's like, you probably shot somebody with it. Just come see me. I'll give you whatever money, you know. And well, I didn't. No, it was more like a rental fee. You know, it's kind of like, you know, collateral. Like, here, hold my gun and, you know, give me some money. And in 3 months or 6 months, I'll come get the gun back from you. You know, next week I'll get the gun. But I do a lot of work for him too. Well, he went out the country, and I was helping his body man, you know, do a bunch of work. And yeah, yeah, the guy was doing body work and shit. I ended up catching the body man. Like, you know, I didn't catch him in the act, but I found like Brillo tore up in the shop and broken piece of glass. I know the guy was like hanging out at the shop smoking crack, and my brother's shop is on the south side. And one day my other brother asked me to come up there, and he paid me. But my brother, who's got the body shop, told me this guy was supposed to be paying me while I was out there. And, you know, I owed him $400. I went out there, you know, kind of did like 4 days, like, you know, half-ass work, you know, clean up the shop. I'm not really a mechanic. I just clean up. I can tape up some cars to be painted. And this guy, I guess he painted a bunch of cars, but he's not a painter. So he fucked up the cars. He painted the emblem, you know. And my brother got back, bitched at him. He used up all the material, but he quit. But now he's back working for him again. And I told him, I was like, he's the boss man. I said, you know, I'm family. And they even, you know, anytime I do anything, they come. Good evening. Anytime I come out here, you know, when they come, it don't matter what I do. They bitch, why'd it take you so long? Like, I install cabinets, you know, with a guy professionally. And he takes, you know, 3 weeks to a month a lot of times installing cabinets. With me, I can knock, you know, everything out in like 2-3 days with him, and it like blows his mind. But, you know, I let him do all the intricate work, and, you know, I'm able to fucking lug cabinets around. I can build the cabinets real quick. Like, you know, it kind of blows his mind because he's a little bit older, and I'm like, man, like, you know, certain stuff, if you're doing all the intricate cuts, I don't even have to think. And I love working for him because I don't have to think, and he does like perfect, you know. Like, I've worked for people who, even my brother, when he first started doing trees, he didn't want to rake up while we're doing the job. At the end of the job, he would just be like, do a light rake. And I'm like, bro, when you charge somebody 10-15 grand, when they walk in their backyard
It better be.
and they can't walk barefooted,
Yeah.
they feel like you did a shitty job. They don't care that you did a fucking $20,000 tree trimming job and didn't ruin nothing. And
Presentation.
when they're seeing the shit you left on the ground. And I said, cleanup is the biggest thing on any of your jobs. And especially when you're working on people's houses in their home, because I've done remodels in houses where the people are living in their house. You tape off a couple rooms, knock out some walls, build some walls, you're creating dust, you're blocking off AC vents, and these people want to come in the room. They got dogs. I love dogs. So they come in and look, and they're peeping at the end of the day. You want the shit to be clean. You don't want anything that's going to cut them or hurt them, because they'll say they're not upset with you if they go in and they go lean and fuck with their bathroom and a piece of tile comes down and cuts them. They'll be like, I ain't mad at you, but they hold resentment, and they feel like this motherfucker left tile dangling loose when he left from work one day.